Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Noah Sanford here. Today we're going to have a quick video on how to remove the passenger side console on a Ranger Z21C. Now, this is also going to be the same process on the Ranger Z20 and the Z18s for the last couple years. This hull is a 2018. This is a 50th anniversary hull. However, I believe this is going to be the same, if not extremely similar process on the 2019, the 2017, the 2016, and possibly the 2015. They're all going to be very similar to this. Now, in the last couple years, Ranger has moved to a system where you just have to pop off a couple things and console comes straight out. Unfortunately, this is going to be one of those last years that it's still a little bit more in-depth of a process. So it's not too hard. The whole thing took me about an hour start to finish, and I also didn't know what I was doing. So hopefully this video makes it so you don't have to struggle with it as bad. So this is going to be all the hardware you have right here. Not too bad. You have two of these stainless steel screws right here. You're gonna have one of these guys right here. It's kind of a weird looking screw. And then you're also gonna have four of these smaller stainless steel screws. Along with these first two are gonna have these little brass nuts right here. All right, so moving on to the hardware, the only thing you're gonna need is a Phillips head screwdriver. I'd recommend using one with a small head for those little screws that are gonna be inside that I'm gonna show you in a sec. And then a larger head for those two stainless bolts and the four screws that are actually holding the console in place. I wouldn't recommend using power tools just because you want to be careful not to strip those screws. You want to do everything by hand just to ensure you're not going to mess anything up, because you really don't want to strip those. That would give you a big headache there. But like I said, the screwdriver, 7/16 socket, that's all you're going to need. Now, the first step in removing this console is going to be unhooking all the wires. There's going to be a couple loose wires hanging down there. If they're not going to be down there, they're going to be hanging up right under that compartment right there. You can see where those ones are hanging right there where I've already disconnected them. There's going to be a few right there, and there's probably going to be one right over here too by your LEDs tucked up under there. Once you get those unclipped, go ahead and come into your center console compartment here. And this guy is going to be sitting right in here like that. Now, I forgot to mention, you're also going to want to remove the carpeting. You can see the carpet right there. Pull up the carpeting. You can usually just grab a tab near the corner, pull it up. You can always re-glue it if you want to put it back in the future, but it is going to be needed to be removed for this process. Now, once you get that carpet out of there, there's going to be one little Phillips head screw right there. You can kind of see that little spot right there. All you got to do is back that screw out, and this whole piece is going to come out right here. Once you get that out of there, it's going to give you access to all of the bolts and screws that you need to undo here. And so you're going to see the two back up in there. There's going to be one right there, one right there. Those two are going to be your bigger bolts. And then moving over to the side here, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that one right there. Those are going to be those smaller screws, okay? Doesn't really matter what order you go. I went ahead and pulled out those bigger two first. Those are probably the most difficult. The screws are actually going to be upside down from what you see here. So from this side, you're just going to see the bottom side of the screw and the nut holding it there. What you're going to do is come around here to the cooler compartment. As I put the camera down here, you're going to see there's going to be the heads of those two screws. There's going to be one right there where that washer is. The other is going to be right beside it. Go ahead, and you might need two people for this part just because someone's going to be needing to hold that that nut that's going to be down in there with that 7/16 socket. Get someone to hold on to those nuts while you back those screws out. Those two are going to come out. Once you get those out, go ahead and come back into your center console here, and then simply just remove those four stainless steel screws that are going to be sitting right there. Now that you've gotten those two bolts out and those four screws, the last thing you got to do, if you look right here, there's going to be one little screw hole right there. You can see it right there. That's going to be that one kind of weird looking screw right here. That's going to be sitting in there. Just go ahead and back that out. You're going to need a little bit smaller head for that one. Once you get that out, all of your bolts and screws are going to be out of place. Now, there's one more step you got to do after this. Mine came out pretty easily, but Ranger, in addition to putting the screws and bolts there, they also glue these consoles down underneath here. So I went ahead and got some of these shims here just to avoid ripping any fiberglass off. You don't want to just force this thing off of here and just muscle it off, because the problem with that is you're probably going to end up ripping some fiberglass coating off with the console. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you get it removed nice and evenly with these shims. So go ahead and stick a couple shims in various locations. I went ahead and put 4 or 5 all the way around the console. Hit them in with that rubber mallet. That's gonna easily pry up that console, make it to where nothing rips, it comes off nice and smooth. Once you get those tapped in about halfway, the console should just pop right out. Now that we've got that console pulled up and out of there, this is what it's gonna look like. You've got the one little hole here. That's where all those wires for your LEDs and everything else are gonna be coming up through there. I just put the wires back down there. If you ever need to re-access those, you can either just reach down in there. They're usually just hanging right there. If you can't get them there, you can put your hand right up through here by these passenger rod holders, and you can just grab all the wires right here. You see I can grab them right there. So go ahead and tuck those up away. You're gonna have probably some glue residue up here. You can see I've got most of it off by now. I was just scraping it off with that piece of wood just to make sure I don't scratch anything. Be careful if you're gonna use a razor blade. You don't wanna scratch your fiberglass finish here, or that clear coat finish. Once you've got all that off of there, you can go ahead and go to Ranger's website or give your nearest Ranger dealership a call. Some of them carry it as well. They do make inserts for all the specific models. So like I said, this one's a 2018 hull. Depending on which one you have, call up Ranger, see if they've got the insert there. And then there is a little insert that just kind of sits right on here, covers all these screw holes and everything else, so it looks nice and flush. Well, there you have it, guys. That's how you remove the passenger side console on a Ranger bass boat for those models and years. If you like this video, if it helped you out, go ahead and leave a comment and a like down below. Consider subscribing as well. We're gonna have a lot more content coming in the future. Also, if you are interested in a guided fishing trip here, we are located in Boulder City, Nevada, just about 25 miles from the Las Vegas Strip. If you're here visiting or you live here and you're interested in a guided trip on either Lake Mead, Lake Mojave, or Willow Beach, we do offer a premier guide fishing service. You can go ahead and hit us up on our Instagram, Facebook, check out our website, shoot us an email, or give us a phone call. We are open for booking. We are fully licensed and insured. If that's something that sounds interesting to you, if you want a chance to come out and fish on this awesome boat, catch a whole bunch of different species of fish, smallmouth, largemouth, striped bass, come on out. We are open for booking. All right, that's going to be it, guys. Take care.